One amplifier that I've always been intrigued by but never had the opportunity to actually try is the Matchless Chieftain. Matchless amps need no introduction to pretty much any guitar player who knows anything about amplifiers, and they're very sought after amplifiers, especially some of the older ones. Well, I have been fortunate enough to get my hands on a brand new Matchless Chieftain 112 combo in a beautiful white sparkle TONEX. And I must say, from the second I plugged into this amp, I really understood what all the hype is about. Again, as one does when acquiring an amp of this nature, we get to work modeling some tone models for the TONEX ecosystem, and that's just what I did today. So as of today, on ToneNet and on my website, I have a free sample tone model of what I'm calling my Chieftain Ultimate Tone Model Bundle. So the entire bundle is going to actually be 15 tone models, 7 amp cab captures, which are going to be captured with the combo Celestion G12H75 Creamback speaker. And I've also captured 8 more tone models, which are just amp captures or direct captures. You might ask what all the tone models are about. Well, we're going to go over that today, but basically there's 2 inputs on this amp, a low and a high input. So I've captured different gain settings and settings from both of those inputs. Now, there may be some similarities at first listen between the different inputs, but if you listen closely, there are some very subtle but meaningful differences. So later in the video, I'm going to show you a video audio demo of a little piece of music I composed using these tone models, and it was a blast to work through. These turned out really great, really spectacular. I'm super happy with them, and they've quickly become one of my favorite go-to sets of tones to play through, and I've been having a lot of fun playing through them. So again, there'll be a link below to the ToneNet tone model, the free one you can grab there, and to my website, which will have that same tone model up as well. There will also be a link below to the full Chieftain Ultimate Tone Model Bundle if you're so inclined and want to grab that if you like what you hear. But without further ado, let's head over to TONEX and let's give a listen to what all of these sound like outside of the mix. All right, so here we are over in TONEX. I am using my Vigier Expert Strat style guitar, and I will also play these for you after through some humbucker pickups as well, so you can kind of hear how versatile these can be and how we could use them for a lot of different situations. So what I'm starting with here is my JS, my initials, dash Chieftain Clean L. So the L is going to represent the low input being used, and any of the tone models with the H after are going to represent the H being used. Now you'll notice up here I have the Chieftain DI clean H and L, push 1 H and L, and so on and so forth. Now for the non-DI, just the amp cab captures, I only did 1 clean through the low input. That's why there's 7 tone models for the non-DI, or just the amp cab captures. I listened through on the clean setting I had for those and didn't really feel the need to go between the low and the high. But it's going to be nice to have this ability. We'll go through some examples later with different cabs for the DIs as well. So starting at the clean tone here on the low input, I'm on my bridge pickup. Moving to the neck pickup. So beautiful, beautiful tone going on there. Now moving on to the push 1 setting, which is going to just push this into a little more overdrive. This is the low input. Onto the neck pickup. Moving on to the high input of the same gain level. Now, moving on from there, we're going to go to push 2, low input, so much more drive. Now, this can get a little ratty sounding when really pushed, as we're going to see it probably in the push 3 setting, which is the highest gain level. Beautiful, beautiful tones there. Moving on to the high input. And finally, moving on to the highest level of gain on the low input, push 3. And then moving on to the push 3 on the high input. Now you're going to hear some real differences if we move over to the DI sounds. Now I'm just basically using the same cab captures as the non-DIs, but that's just for the preset to deliver this tone model. You can obviously swap that out to whatever cab you so desire. Moving through these a little bit quicker. So you can see there is a difference between the DI'd versions and the non-DI'd version. But obviously we could come up to any of these DI'd versions and swap out for basically any cab we want. Pick a VIR cab from TONEX, maybe something with the Celestian Blue speakers. And there's no end of possibilities in there. So let's hear how some of these sound now on humbucker pickups. I'm playing my Gibson Les Paul Standard 60s, and this is the amp only captures. So let's hear how the sounds on the low input on the clean. Moving on to the next level of push. So there you have a quick overview of what those tones sound like outside of the mix. Now, how do they work in the mix? Well, I put together this little piece of music specifically with these tones, and I was really having a lot of fun messing around with them. And like I said before, they quickly became a real favorite tone of mine that I could see using for a lot of situations. So here's how those sound. All right, what do you guys think? I hope you enjoyed that look at these tone models. Again, in the link below, you will find a link to ToneNet where you can grab a free sample tone model from this bundle. There'll be another link where you can get that same tone model from my website if you want to grab it there. If you want to grab it on ToneNet, doesn't matter. You're free to mess around with that tone model and tweak it with the parameters any way that it suits your particular ideals and monitoring system and guitars and whatever you're playing at that moment. And then I also have the link to the full Chieftain Ultimate Tone Model Bundle below, which is going to be the full bundle of all the tones that I just played for you. So I hope you guys enjoy that. This is a killer amp. I'm so happy to have this in my collection, and it was a lot of fun putting these together. So you guys could potentially have them in your collection and hopefully get some great tones out of them. So thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Please like the video, share it with anybody who you think would get some use or enjoyment out of watching it. And also please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content out. I will be back really soon with some more. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Ciao for now.